Hello and thanks for choosing THV 11 News on this Tuesday. I'm Mackailyn Johnson and for Journey Taylor. Here are your stories that we're following now at noon. The mayor of Bryant is coming under fire from the city council. What happened last night after the board members unanimously voted no confidence in the mayor? That story in 3 minutes. And we're blasting into space to celebrate Hispanic History Month. At 12:18, we're sharing the inspiring journey of a man who went from migrant worker to astronaut. Plus, we're keeping you in the know with all things Hollywood in today's entertainment update. The latest on new allegations against actor Russell Brand just ahead. But first, meteorologist Scott Covert is here with us on this Tuesday. What are we feeling whenever we walk outside today?
You're going to feel warm again, but there are changes in the air. You'll notice those in the form of clouds that are continuing to build into the sky. Those clouds, all a precursor to some weather changes we're going to see over the coming days. Now, here at the noon hour, yeah, it's warm, about as warm as it was yesterday. 84 in Conway and Little Rock, 85 the temperature in Searcy. Pine Bluff now up to 87 degrees. We are well on our way back into those low 90s once more. Here come those clouds. You can see them building in from the west to the east. Most of them have been those high level clouds that can filter a little bit of sunshine. Key takeaway is it's not near as beautiful as it was yesterday with all those blue skies. You can also see showers and storms coming out of Oklahoma. Those will be moving into parts of western Arkansas late tonight into the overnight hours. That chance of rain will eventually start to make its way our direction by tomorrow. We'll give you an update on that rain chance. And it's not the only chance of rain in your 7-day forecast. We have other opportunities as well. We're also tracking the fall equinox, the first official day of fall. It's Saturday. How much longer are we going to have to wait till it starts to feel like fall? Turns out not that long at all. More details here coming right up.
Scott, thank you. Now, just into the THV 11 newsroom, first responders are asking the public to avoid the area of 65th and Geyer Springs Road due to a crash involving a Little Rock fire truck and an SUV. Here's what we know right now. Little Rock police tell us this is an injury accident, but the wounds are not life-threatening. Additionally, officials say it will take some time to clear the overturned fire truck. So if this is your normal route, please find a travel alternative. And we now turn to Saline County, where a man is facing more than 1,000 counts involving child porn. Deputies, along with Bryant police, arrested this man, Richard Wilson, on Monday. They say Wilson had so much illegal material, he was charged with 1,250 counts of distributing, possessing, or viewing child sexual abuse material. A search of court records shows Wilson was convicted for sex crimes in 2004 and also in 2008. He is a registered sex offender in Saline County. Well, today is day 2 in a murder trial for the man accused of killing Pine Bluff detective Kevin Collins. The state hopes to convince jurors Keyshawn Smith deserves the death penalty. He also faces battery charges for shooting another officer. Detective Kevin Collins was shot and killed in the line of duty back in 2020 as he was serving an arrest warrant for Keyshawn Smith at the Econo Lodge in Pine Bluff. The trial for Keyshawn Smith is expected to last until next Friday. Well, this afternoon, we know exactly when Kaylon Presley will go to trial. His trial is now set for October 3rd. Presley was charged with shooting and killing his mother back in December of 2019 when he was 16 years old. He told police his mother, Chandra Miller, both mentally and physically abused him. Presley is being charged as an adult for first-degree murder and tampering with physical evidence. Well, now we turn to a developing story in Bryant. The drama playing out last night as the city council asked the mayor to resign. Not only did the Bryant City Board ask for the mayor to resign, but gave him the vote of no confidence right after, unanimously. So here's how it all played out.
I make a motion of no confidence in the mayor, Scott, to lead the city.
Second.
Motion is second from Mayor Scott. No confidence. All in favor, say aye.
We'd like a roll call vote, please.
You can hear it there. It was surely a spectacle to see last night, but this afternoon, Alan Scott is still Bryant's mayor. The drama came after an hour-long executive session when a motion was made requesting Mayor Alan Scott's resignation. Again, it passed unanimously. Mayor Scott didn't step down last night and only said he would take it under advisement. Then came the vote of no confidence in the mayor, which also passed unanimously. Before the board adjourned, City Council member Lisa Meyer made the shocking motion to strip Mayor Scott of his mayoral duties.
Mayor, I have another motion I would like to make.
Okay.
I would like to make a motion to amend the city's personnel policy handbook to remove the duties assigned to the mayor and turn them over to Councilmember Jason Brown.
Now, it's important to note there are certain powers of the mayor that are given by state law, which the city council cannot remove. However, they can remove the powers given to the mayor through the city's policy handbook, which they each voted to do. The council did request the mayor return the city credit card, keys to his offices, his vehicle, and any other city property. Now, we are following the developments and will provide updates tonight at 5 and 6. Well, less than 5 months removed from a failed sales tax in Pine Bluff, voters will soon decide on another. 2 sales tax initiatives will be up for vote. The first focuses on public safety. The second takes aim at education and economic development, 2 things the organization Go Forward Pine Bluff are responsible for in the city. To do that, though, they say they need more money. But the president of the Pine Bluff NAACP, Ivan Whitfield, says Go Forward hasn't earned taxpayer money.
It is just unwise to put this tax back on the ballot without clearing up what has happened with the first 30 million. We feel that is unfair.
This sales tax actually helps us fund these projects that we need to continue to help these projects appear here in the community.
The special election is set for Tuesday, November 14th. After months of collaboration, there are 11 recommendations to help fix Arkansas's foster care system. The goal, to bring the number of kids needing to be adopted to 0. The move is part of the governor's executive order issued in February. THV 11's Ashley Godwin joins us now with a closer look. Ashley?
There's over 4,000 kids in foster care, and of that 4,000, 289 have had their parental rights terminated and are waiting to be adopted today.
Christy Irwin is the executive director of Project Zero. The organization works with foster kids to get a family of their own.
The main thing that is going to be affected is just the urgency to permanency.
In February, Governor Sanders made an executive order to create a working group to come up with recommendations to clean up the foster care system. More than 100 people made up the subcommittees that created the 11 recommendations. Those recommendations include solutions in prevention and mental health services, foster care safety and permanency, and foster home recruitment and retention.
And that's really what it's about, is really making that cross collaboration happen and then filling in, like, what are we missing, right? Where are we missing to get to these children, to serve them, and most importantly, serve them as a family unit if possible.
For Project Zero, they say the biggest impact will be making resources easier to navigate when fostering.
Moving folks through the process without those hiccups and delays.
Now, DHS will look to implement these recommendations through state and nonprofit work around Arkansas.
So we're really asking hard questions together of each other, of all the teams, and figuring out how we're implementing and what we do next.
For a list of the full recommendations or how you can become involved in helping foster, we have those links on our website at thv11.com. And turning now to national news, the legal team for President Biden's son is suing the IRS for allegedly releasing his private tax details. Attorneys for Hunter Biden claim 2 agents violated Biden's privacy by disclosing his tax information during media interviews, including with CBS News. Biden was indicted last week on federal charges related to his purchase of a firearm in October 2018 while he was a drug user. Now, from the war in Ukraine to climate change, President Biden laid out his foreign policy platform in front of world leaders this morning at the United Nations General Assembly. Michael George reports from the UN, where Ukraine's embattled president is making his first visit since the start of Russia's invasion.
Help take on the challenges of their time.
President Biden called out Russia's war with Ukraine as a blatant violation of the UN Charter as he addressed the United Nations General Assembly Tuesday.
If you allow Ukraine to be carved up, is the independence of any nation secure? I'd respectfully suggest the answer is no.
The president also outlined the United States' vision to solve other global challenges, including climate change.
My administration, the United States, has treated this crisis as an existential threat from the moment we took office.
Unusual this year, President Biden is the only leader from the 5 nations with permanent seats on the powerful UN Security Council to address the assembly. The heads of China, Russia, France, and Britain all decided to skip the event this year. Their absence comes as Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky makes his first in-person visit to the global gathering since Russia's invasion began. In an interview on 60 Minutes ahead of his speech, he argued the Russians will invade other countries unless they're defeated in Ukraine.
If the Russians reach Poland, what's next? A third world war?
Zelensky is set to visit the White House and Capitol Hill later this week as Congress weighs Biden's request for an additional $24 billion in aid for Ukraine. Michael George, CBS News, the United Nations.
Well, it's Hispanic Heritage Month, and we're recognizing the contributions of men and women to the American story. In 7 minutes, we're sharing the inspiring story of former NASA astronaut Jose Hernandez. Right now, we're going to Scott for a quick look at what's coming in our Tuesday forecast.
Yeah, I'm tracking some rain that could be moving our direction over the next couple of days. When you need the rain gear and how much we expect, and more coming up in your 7-day forecast right after this.